Hi, Walter.
Hey, how are you?
Baruch Hashem, how are you?
Good. When are we buying some swordfish?
It's worth trying, right?
Right. Okay.
Trying. You got to catch it first, though.
Yeah, I'm sure they can. Anyway,
They do.
yeah. All right. Where is our fearless leader? Wait for Ernie, I guess.
Yeah. How far did we get on Shabbos?
Yeah, the next up.
Samach. Hey. So you're on Samach.
Yeah, Samach Vav.
Nothing we can do about it. It's not an excuse. We're still backing ourselves a bit at this side, so we'll just have to go out there and prove that.
What sort of approach should we expect from England, Stan? How important could the opening 20 minutes be?
Yeah, similar to the we want to be on the ball. We want to be the team creating chances, attacking. But yeah, maybe a little.
Reminds me of the birthright citizenship argument, where they go on and on and on, except that you look at the history, you look at the facts, you look at the Constitution, those two words don't even exist, regardless of what the Supreme Court does, even if they're wrong. Okay, what's the power of the president versus Congress? You know, what happened? Congress actually looked at its own research. I have in front of me the Constitution annotated. It was created by constitution.congress.gov. I assume that means Congress. Now they got staffers, they pay billions of dollars for Congress, they do all the research, you've got the Congressional Research Service, all kinds of people. Not to mention the big networks and the millions and millions of reporters. Just little old me at a computer. Let's read this. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 11.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
We're on Samech Vav 66.
Ernie, we missed you today, by the way.
Thank you. B'maika miflagi, Tanave Rav, v'Tanave Rishma. We had two brisas that brought different klalu prats regarding grasshoppers. Barosha orach kamiflagi. Is a long-headed grasshopper kosher or not? Tanadeve Rav Savar, Asher lo kra'ayim, if it has jumping legs, that's kla. So the generalization is that any grasshopper with jumping legs is kosher. But then there's a prat, Arbe Salam Chargol Chagav Limineu, and the other types that are like the Arbe Salam Chargol Chagav is the detail, klal prat. And you don't have a concluding klal. So therefore you have a klal prat. Ein bichlal elamasha beprat. The rule for klal prat is whatever is in the prat is what the klal is. So we say demine in those that are like the Arbe Salam Chargol and Chagov will be kosher. The lav demine lo. Umarbe the dami lemishnate study. So you have to have the four simone kashrus of a grasshopper, which is that they have four legs, two wings. They cover the majority of the body. And none of these have an elongated head. So according to this approach, the long-headed grasshopper would not be kosher. Tana Rabbi Shmuel Savar, Asher Lokraim is the klal. When it has jumping legs, that's the klal. Arba Salam Chargol Chagav Prat. And then Limineyu Chazav a Kolam. So you have klal prat to klal. Iatadan Elakena Prat. The klal has to be exactly like what's in the prat. Umarbe called the damile b'chatzad. They only have to be comparable in the four basic things. The fact that it has an elongated head doesn't ruin it. And therefore, according to the Tana Rabbi Shmuel, if it has an elongated head, it would be kosher. The initial klal jumping legs has nothing to do with mineyu. The islay echol, which would tell us if it has the two legs to jump with, you can eat it. The leslay lotech, if it doesn't have it, you can't eat it. Klala basra adeshavu barba simonim. That you would think lemineyu is got to be the four simonim of kashrus by grasshopper. Rabbi Shmuel b'chlali pratikei gav nedoin. Rabbi Shmuel's in his yeshiva, they learned klal uprat, even though the initial klal was not like the last klal. Udarmina nami ba'alma, the doin tani Rabbi Shmuel b'klal pratikei gav nemeocha. The source case for where we see the yeshiva Rabbi Shmuel learning like that is from here. Amar Ish mochagav. So if the grasshopper is called by the name chagav, I might have thought yachol ein bo kol simonim alalu. Maybe it would be kosher even if it didn't have the four simonim. Talmud lomer limineu. It has to have all the characteristics: 4 legs, 4 wings, 2 jumping legs, and that the wings have to cover the majority of its body. Ein bo kol siman alalu meichatesi. Now, why would you have thought that if it doesn't have all of those simonim, it wouldn't be kosher? Arba v'chargol ksiv, because the arba and the chargol have that. So, but ilok ksiv salam, if the Torah wouldn't have written the 4th one, the salam, then we wouldn't have had a havamina that a grasshopper that didn't have all 4 simonim would be okay. But hashad ksiv salam, l'ribui roisha aruch, the salam is long-headed, and that includes even long-headed grasshoppers. Maybe then, if it didn't have all 4 other simani kashas, it would be okay. Kamash v'lon, that lemineyu, that no, they have to be in the whole package. So, Maish nahasam da amrit, salam ze rosha, chargol ze nipul. That's the Beraisa from Sifra, from Torah's Kohani. But Hacha the Amrit, Salam ze Nipul, Chargol ze Rashon, which is just the opposite. Mark Yesrei or Mark Yesrei. Each locale, each neighborhood had different ways of calling these grasshoppers. Uvedogim kol sheyesh lo snapir v'kaskesas. For a fish to be kosher, it has to have a snapir, a fin, v'kaskesas, scales. Torah boran. If it doesn't have scales now, but later on it will have them, kigon al sultanis va'afyon. Some say it's sardine, some say that sultanis is a tuna. Harei zimuter. If they have scales now, but eventually when you catch them, the scales fall off, they also be kosher. And who is like Kugon? Akunas apunas kisiftiam vavtinas vatunas. Harei zimuter. Some say this also means tuna. Tanan Hasam. There's a rule. Any fish that have scales automatically have fins. However, a shark has a fin but no scales. So the real siman is scale. If it has scales, that's all you need, because it automatically, there is no example of a fish with scales that doesn't have a fin. Yesh lo kaskes ve'yesh lo snaspir dag tohar. Yesh lo snapir ve'ein lo kaskes, if it has a fin but no scales, dag tome. It's not kosher. So you could basically rely on fins alone, but you can't rely on a fin. If you see a fin, it might not be kosher because it may not have scales. So the Gemara wants to know, lichtav rachmana kaskeses, v'lo lichtav snapir. The Torah could have gotten away to just say if it has scales, it's kosher. So ikaz rachmana kaskeses v'lo kosef snapir, hava mina my kaskeses snapir. I wouldn't know what the word kaskeses is referring to. I would have thought maybe kaskeses means a fin. Afilu dag tame. And that would allow you to eat any fish that has a fin, and that includes a lot of non-kosher fish. Kozrach wanted snapir kaskeses to teach you that kaskeses means scale and snapir means fin. Hajj kozrach wanted snapir kaskeses. Mimaydi kaskeses levushu. What's your proof that when the Torah wrote the two words snapir kaskeses, that kaskeses means scales? Dichsiv. V'shiryon kaskasimu lovish. Goliath, when he fought David HaMelech, he came dressed in like armor, and it was called kaskasim. So we see for a fish, its armor is the scale. So based on this, we know which is kaskeses and which is snaspapir. And we're back to the question, lichtav rachmana kaskeses v'lo lichtav snapir. Amar v'avo v'chein toni v'bishmol yagdil toir v'yadir. People might have not known about the pasuk in Shmuel, or the minig that everyone understood that kaskeses meant scales. So the Torah made it very clear what you need. Torah Rabbanan. The Torah says you should eat that. It says ezeh tochlu mikol asher b'mayim. Of these may you eat. Kol asher lo snapir v'kaskeses b'mayim. Bayamim uvanchalim usam tochelu. But then it says v'kol asher ein lo snapir v'kaskeses bayamim uvanchalim. Mikol sheret samayim mikol nefesh hachaya lo sochelu. So you get both. If it has fins and scales, you may eat it. If it doesn't have fins and scales, you may not eat it. So the Gemara doesn't understand. I would know just from the positive statement that you may not eat a fish that doesn't have it. And you can learn the other way. I would understand the reverse. Lama shanan. Why was it repeated? Lavra lav basei v'lo. If you eat a fish, a non-kosher fish that doesn't have a fin or a scale, you're over an asay and a lo sasei. Then the pasuk says, "Toichlu mikol asher b'mayim." Ma tamud le'b'shiyachlo v'hitri b'mefosh v'hitri b'stam. You're allowed to eat shrotzim that grow in the water in kalim, not in any active water, like water that bubbles. So ma kishitri b'mefosh lo hitri b'kalim was only in vessels. Av kishitri b'stam lo hitri b'kalim. Minayin l'rabos bor shlichinu ma'aros. I might have thought that even shrotzim that grow in cisterns would be kosher. If you bend down a drink from it, nimna, and you don't do it because of insects there, you can't eat these either. The shrotzim that you're allowed to eat are only in kelim. So, heichon hitir b'kelim. Where do you see that the Torah allowed you to eat shrotzim that grow in kelim? D'chsiv ezeh tochlu mikol asher b'mayim. Bayamim uvan chalimhu. These are shrotzim that grow in oceans and in rivers. To tell you that only if it has a fin and a scale can you eat it. If it doesn't, you can't. But habakelim, if they grew in a vessel, afagav de lesle achol. Even if the shirt doesn't have a fin and a scale, you can eat it. Maybe ema bakelim afagav de isle lo seichel. Maybe just the opposite. That even if it has a fin and scale, in a keli you can't drink. You can't eat it. Lo sakit that. L'chsiv. B'chol asherein lo stam pervikas kesses bayamim uvan chalim mikol shirt samayim. Bayamim uvan chalim de lesle lo seichel. In oceans and rivers, if it doesn't have fins and scales, don't eat it. But if they grew in kalim, you can eat it. The maybe we learn differently. B'mayim klal, bayamim uvan chalim prat, klalu prat, ein b'chlal l'masha b'prat. Yomim and chalim in yitzim v'chritzin lo, but all of these boirois, shichin, ma'oirois, even ponds that bubble and canals, maybe you're allowed to eat the fish there, even if it doesn't have fins and scales. So the Gemara says, no, this is not a klalu prat, it's bamayim. Comes back, chazar v'kolo. Hani tre kloli dismich ladarinin. But it's not like the two words mayim, mayim are next to each other. It's not following it. Ravina kidame b'marova kol mokum shat hamotze shnei klolos asmuchim zeh hatel prat b'nei v'duna b'chlalo pratu klal. It's not a problem. You can stick, even though the words are right next to each other, you can move one behind and make it a klalo pratu klal. Very good. Tomorrow,
Okay, shkoyach.
7:15.
7:15.
7:15.
Hey, when is the US game tomorrow?
Is it 8 o'clock? I don't know. Is it 8 o'clock?
Oh, I don't have my phone with me. Give me a second.
I think it's early. I think it's 6 o'clock. I'm not sure. And today the English
so
game is
let's make it simple. Let's learn at 5 o'clock tomorrow too. Okay?
Yeah, that's better.
What
Let's
time
learn
is
at
the
5
game?
o'clock.
I'll tell you in a second. Wait, give me 1 second here. Okay, woke up, and that's tomorrow. Tomorrow is 5 p.m.
Oh, 5 p.m. Only you can learn at 5 p.m.
So we're learn afterwards. 8
8
Let's
o'clock.
learn at 8 o'clock. Let's learn at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Okay.
8 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
Very good.
What time is the game tonight, Johnny?
Tonight? Now, 5 o'clock.
No, I thought
No, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Yeah, I just don't know if that 5 o'clock means it's an hour before that. You know, that's what was also said 5 o'clock for today, but really the game comes on at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, no, the app tells me here 6 o'clock, so that should be fine. Tomorrow
No, but I'm talking about tomorrow.
Tomorrow it's 5 p.m. the scheduled time.
Okay.
If not, we'll send a message.
Okay.
All right. And then tomorrow you have a 12 noon, a good game too. Okay.
Who's playing at 12?
Portugal, Spain.
Portugal, Spain?
Yeah. By the way, you know, the US player that got the red card, they let him play tomorrow.
What happened?
The FIFA, I don't know, they came up with some reason that he can play tomorrow.
That's great. Okay.
All right. Take care.
It was
Good
the
night.
wrong red card anyway. Bye.
It was wrong, 100% wrong. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Good night.
Nice.
Johnny's here, yeah. Johnny's here.